And as we can see, 5 diamonds went down 3 in the other room, so there'll be 7 nibs to Monaco on this one here.
Here's an old-fashioned pass. Face out.
Will that be a 2-club opening for Fantoni? Yes, it is. 10 to 13 points. Which Goth is saying 6 to 13, but their convention card says 10 to 13, and sometimes 9.
Well, Prakash, in the third seed, I know that Munoz and Fantoni play that it can even be lighter than the 8 to 13. So they play down to.
Three club is the par here. A heart to diamond and a club, so they can make 10 tricks. But then, in that case, 5 should have been the.
Yeah, I see a heart and a diamond loser, and also probably a club. I think you're gonna finesse that.
Yes, but on a finesse, game on a finesse is good enough. I don't know what the 2-heart rebid promises, but it is very clear they come about the singleton diamond in north hand.
Well, he knows the north pattern is at least 5 clubs and 4 hearts.
It could be stiff spade too, couldn't it? One has to note that the 2-club opening, the higher opening, will lead to a bit of preemptive effect. And at this vulnerability, because the game needs higher percentage of success, I guess Nunes decided to lie low.
And Jay gives a good explanation of the two bid there in their system. But as he also explains, Nunez's hand grew by leaps and bounds with the bidding.
And the key was the stiff diamond in north hand. Had it come out early, it would have led to some kind of game exploration. But because it remained under cover, sort of, I mean, because it never got disclosed, South did not try for a game.
So a push there and not much blood so far.
Grand Slam coming up on board.
The auction took a slightly different turn on an open one club, and they finally got the 3 clubs also.
I think it's interesting that in both rooms, both players, very conservative positions with their hands. I would think that over a broad field that some pairs would get to a game with those north-south hands.
I wonder what the 2 diamond bid meant, 2 diamond rebid by South meant in the other room. That was definitely some kind of game exploration, and that should have led them to the 5 club game. But it looks like North rebid 3 club, and that's where.
Well, it looks to me like an XYZ type sequence where the 2 clubs probably force 2 diamonds, and then 3 clubs finishes an invitation with clubs.
Well, okay, back to present deal. So 7 diamonds, what do you need? You need 3 2 diamonds, and then you could rough 2 hearts. So ace of heart, rough heart, club, king, rough a heart, before you take a spade decision. So it should be just about 60%, a little less than 3-2 break. So possibly around 60%. Of course, if a spade are, they wouldn't raise them because they would know that spade queen is out.
Yeah, there are some little extra chances in 7 diamonds besides the spade, but then you need the 3-2. What about, you don't need any of that in spades, so how big are the extra chances without the spade guess when you're playing 7 diamonds? Not that huge. Seems to me like the need for a 3-2 break a little bit better than 7 diamonds. I think 7 diamonds is going to need the spades most of the time plus a 3-2 break.
7 diamonds is evidently a little better, but is this bidding spade centric or diamond centric? It's been discussed in the written commentary, but it's not very clear from what the bidding
I think anytime you need a finesse to make 7, it's not a good contract. So it'll be interesting if they get there. But I don't get the percentage that most of us would like the 7 bids to be.
Well, this is IMPS for you, because this is the kind of extremely fine, percentage point distinction, whether you determine that it's best to content yourself with 6 or whether the odds favor going first. And these are huge decisions at IMPS. At match points, it's just a board. And, you'll probably have plenty of company if you go to 6. Here in IMPS, well, that could be, in a short match, that could be the whole match. And here it could be possibly the biggest swing of the match. And the closed room did stop in 6 spades.
I guess while bidding, it's better to take a conservative view and just bid 6, whichever suit. Unless of control the hand and bids diamonds.
Yeah, so he bid 7 diamonds. I think, the slam, I don't think it's a great one, but he will make, so I guess it is a great 7 since it makes.
It's not all that, I mean, as I said, you need 3-2 diamond break. After that, it is almost 90%, 90 to 95% of the rest. So it should be just above 60%.
Wait a minute. Why do you it's almost all best? Because other than this little bit extra on the you're going to need to spade.
Yeah, you're going to have to find a spade. You need diamonds to break. You have an extra shot. I think what Prakash is saying, you have an extra shot at the hearts that you might be able to get the king.
That's fine. I'll give that, but that's not big. That's not a big extra. That's a little.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think 7 is that contract, except for the fact that it makes. But from a percentage point of view, it's not, I don't think it's one that you want to be in and day out.
Well, a 60% chance is not bad, especially when you're playing against good players and you're certain that 6 will be raised in other room. So it's a question
I don't know.
No, I'm not with you on this.
I don't know anybody who thinks a 60% grand slam is a good slam. I don't even know if a small slam at 60% is all that great, but a grand slam, I think you want to be at least.
Yeah, notice that Willington has very nicely eliminated the possibility of a later heart finesse.
The 90 percentile. Great to have his partners in the other room bid 7.
See, when you convert to IMPs, if for 750 you would lose 13 IMPs, and for 1440 you would lose 17 or whatever, 16 or 17. So basically the percentage that you need is something like 17 divided by 30, which is around 60%. A little less than 60% in fact. So at IMPs, 60% is a decent proposition.
No. I'm totally in opposition to all of your math, Prakash. Okay, 13 over 17 is well over 60%. You're still here having gotten the 3-2 break. You still need to bring in spades as you would in spades, but there you wouldn't care about diamonds. And this tiny little fifth of the heart that you've taken extra is gone.
Now, let's take it one by one. First of all, it is 39 piece versus 79 piece. So it is roughly 60% or little under 60%.
No.
Do we agree on that?
No, not close.
So what is your argument against that? At timepiece, you stand to gain 750 if you make the Grand Slam. As against that, you would lose 50.
Because I don't understand where you're getting this 60% figure. What are you saying is equals 60%? 13 over 17.
That's what I'm trying to tell
over
you, okay?
3/4.
Let's assume they bid small slam in other room. Okay. So if you bid Grand Slam and make, you get 750, which converts to 13 imps. And if you bid Grand Slam and lose, it would be 1370 plus 100, which is 1470, which is whatever, 17 imps. Okay? So you stand to gain 39 piece and you stand to lose 79 piece. So roughly the percentage you need is 17 divided by 17 plus 13, which is 17 by 30, which is just a little under 60%. Are we on the same page there?
Okay. Okay. Now I understand that. Okay. But again, here, not only do you need, let's take the next step. Not only have you
So let's first agree that it is just under 60% that you need.
Right. Yes, okay.
Now, you need 3-2 diamond break here, which is roughly around 67 or 68%, whatever that figure is.
In the meantime, the play of the hand is kind of fascinating as Nunez, let's see, I think Nunez is playing the hand. It's kind of fascinating because he's now trying to get some read on the distribution so he can figure out how to play the spade suit. And I think earlier one of the commentaries wrote on there that there is also a possibility of a squeeze on the hand or some type of a show of squeeze. So I think it's kind of fascinating to watch him work on this.
What he's most likely going to do is rough a heart, I mean play club king rough a heart, then on one of the trumps he will discard spade 10. So he will come down to ace 5 of spades in dummy, just in case 9 of singleton is with left, okay? And queen 7 small is with right, he can finish on the way. Just to keep that possibility. Oh, but he has discarded spade 5, okay.
So Michael has really a kind of a useless hand except for the queen of spades, but he's going to try his best to make some deceptive discards. And that's the show that he can at this point claim here. So, but you notice Nunez takes the one more precaution. He roughs the heart in case the king of hearts drops.
Yeah, that he would have to do. Now he's going to play for a spade heart squeeze on LHO, just in case LHO held 3 spades. So it would be a trump and then club ace and club king. And that is where I thought, it might have been better to keep a small spade in the dummy rather than the jack 10 of spades.
So we noticed in the other room they didn't do the higher math that you two were alluding to, and they stopped in 6 spades, making 7.
Andy, that math thing is a bit of a, it's a bit, it's
well,
more for
your
academic
math concept. Your math concept might be okay, Prakash, if we had 16 boards of which there were 16 Grand Slams to bid and you made 60% of them. I think board for board, though, you don't want to be in a 60% Grand Slam. I think it's too extreme of a swing in a match. You want to keep
That
even with
kind
the
of
other room.
argument
Here it worked out well.
No, it's not. I mean, that kind of argument against statistics is heard very often, but this is a Swiss league, and there are whatever 21 rounds in 21 into 16, so around 300 boards. And in any long game, and typically good bridge games are very long, that's what, I mean, you should stay with percentage. That's all you can, that's the best you can do. Can you do anything else? Of course, but
going on the percentages, this is not a Grand Slam that should be bid, just percentage-wise. It worked, and it's 12 points to 12 imps to the leaders.
I think we can get past that hand. I think one of the problems was I don't think Nunez had any way of knowing that Fantoni would only come up with a stiff diamond. So if he expected a double bid diamond, then the whole slam becomes much easier to do it. So we can move on to the next board and get a new argument going.
Yes, that point is well taken. So on to board 21.
Here the North 1 club bid has a multitude of different hands, but it promises no more than 2 clubs.
Or it says slightly differently, it does not promise more than 2 clubs.
Right.
There isn't going to be much science on this end. Lots of holes in good trump fit on both sides. So
this is actually an interesting subject for discussion. What to do with 4-5 or 5-4 major hands when it goes a club, a diamond. Some people like to bid the 5-card suit. Some people like to double. What are your thoughts? Because sometimes, here you have a 5-card suit that sort of looks like 4, but sometimes there's a clear difference between the two, but you still may want to keep the 4-card major in play. Do you have any thoughts on that, guys?
If you have sufficient strength and if you have time on your hand, well, if you have certainty that you will get another bid, then probably it doesn't matter what you do. But if there is no such certainty, with borderline hands, say around 5 to 10 points, in that case that would be the toughest call.
Well, I think it's nice to also have a convention like South here has with the 2 diamond bids showing 4-4 in the majors. But ordinarily you would double with 4-4 or 4-5 hands if you didn't have sufficient strength to bid one and then the other. So I think you and I would probably double with the South hand, Joe.
Yeah, well, for sure, this one's easy. But suppose that the spades were ace, queen, 9, 5th, and the hearts were, 9, 4th. You're still for a double there?
No. I'm a firm believer then you show the 5-card spade suit. Because remember, a partner with 2 or 3 through who has to make a choice is going to choose the lower suit. So if spades are longer, I bid them.
Okay. That's sort of what I was getting at.
And here, a lot more ends to Monaco, as we see that they got a little overboard and got to 6 hearts, which did not do well. It was kind of really an unusual bid by North. I don't know what happened there, except he must have fallen in love with his hand. He opened a club. He won a diamond overcall by East, and South bid 2 clubs, which was alerted. I don't have the notes as to what the alert was, but I assume it's something about the majors. And over 3 diamonds by West, North jumped to 6 hearts, which is quite a leap to say the least.
Well, you have to sympathize to some extent. I mean, that north hand just becomes a monster playing hand in the face of a 9-card fid.
Well, the problem with the north hand in that type of auction is your diamond holding, although you have the ace of diamonds, your diamond holding actually becomes cumbersome. You'd rather have a spade card than have the ace of diamonds on that.
Mm-hmm.
My sympathies go to North in that room. Basically, he found only useless spade honors in South hand, and on any other day would have found either the club king or the heart king, in which case the 6 heart would have had a very decent play.
Yeah, but I think 2 clubs is systemic for them showing the majors, so he was already expecting spade cards in South hand. Here, I think Fantoni downgraded his bid because he was buoyed and Nunez did show 4 spades. So now his hand does not look as good despite the 4-4 heart fit, what he thought was a 4-4 heart fit, does not look that good, so he just simply settled for a game. I think his logic is very, very lucid on this one. And Pierre Schmidt in the write-up says in the Poland match in the Venice Cup, Poland bid 6 hearts and made 6 hearts. So they played something like heart king and missing. So we see back-to-back double-digit pickups for Monaco, who jumps out to a 28-1 lead.
Yeah, this is not what USA-2 wanted.
I was just going to say that, Jordan, USA-2 needs to keep close in this match, and right now that's not happening.
Part score deal for a change, board 22. Where are we likely to end up?
A 20-20 hand.
It's a 20-20 hand.
Meanwhile, USA-1 is killing Australia early on and has jumped all the way to second place in the standings. So there's been some major shifting around here. USA-2 has dropped down to, I think, 14th now.
That's a heck of a comeback by USA-1 because they were not quite in the toilet like USA-2 in the early going, but pretty bad.
So again, we see Northover in one club, which may be as short as two. Double is it's for not transfer. It shows 4 or 5 spades. Transfer, I think, is the wrong word for it.
And here's a downgrade by West. Kind of interesting. It looks like it's all pulling full weight. Might have expected a 2 club bid there. But East is a passed hand, so knows they're only going so far.
Looks like a support double here.
So South will probably bid 2 spades here. Yeah. No, the North double is not Prakash. The North double is not support. It just it's simply takeout.
Is it? Small spade might be a good idea for lead.
Well, with that club suit there, you know, it looks like 2 spades will be pretty easy to make here.
You and your favorite partner should agree on meanings for third hand's play here when dummy comes up with a singleton. Common treatment is high for the high, side suit, low for the low, and middle F for continuation or trump.
Well, Michael played the 8 of hearts, which is his middle card, so that's an interesting play, whether he wants a suit continued or whether he wants a specific shift.
Well, in this situation, the best idea would be to take out side entry for that clubs. So I guess West would come up with diamond, whatever the message conveyed by heart 8. While considering opening lead, West might have thought about there being some kind of club resistance in his hand. But once he sees the dummy, now it's very clear that cutting down the roughs may not be the primary idea. Removing North's late entry probably is the better thing to do at this point.
Well, you have to play with the fact West has such good and long trumps. Because how scared is West really of that club suit, having too small an ace-10 fourth of trumps?
I don't think this one is easy for West to come up with any constructive idea.
Equally, it may not be easy for the declarer. I can see four more losers clearly, that is 3 trumps and the diamond king. And
so actually, he doesn't even have to lose the diamond king.
Either for West or declarer.
Yeah, Prakash, he doesn't even have to lose the diamond king. He can play the ace and play 3 rounds of clubs, pitching 2 diamonds while West reps in. Now the best might be the ace of spades and a spade while you're still retaining control of the suit. But that would crash the king of spades. So now it becomes a difficult time for West here.
He's not playing ace. I'm quite sure he's not playing ace. He might want to simply play heart queen now.
Well, as Jay points out, that West is roughing with his natural trump trick, so there's no harm done here.
Spade ace in back is not going to achieve much, and probably West suspects East has some honor. I mean, either the king of spade or the queen of spade or the jack of spade. In any of these cases, I mean, playing spade ace would not be a good idea. I suppose marking time with a heart queen would be best.
Well, then it's still simple. He roughs a heart, roughs a diamond, roughs a second heart, roughs another diamond, and leads a jack of hearts, and that pretty much ends the conversation.
Okay, someone suggests a spade to the king and a club through, so declarer pitches a heart. West roughs and draws one more round of trump, but then it's over. South has one heart rough and the jack of clubs, so that only holds it to 2.
In the close room, I think they found the best defense. South actually led with a spade. I'm sorry, West led with a spade at trick 1, and they were able to hold it to. They still were only able to hold it to 110.
I thought a trump lead would have been a good idea because with 4 cards diamond and doubleton club, expecting some kind of club resistance in his stand. Of course, 5 tricks for East-West is no great deal because 3 trumps and the top heart and possibly diamond king.
The auction does make it sound like North is going to be coming down with something like this, a few trumps and heart shortness.
Yes, but one hole in club, I mean say club king with East could change the equation totally.
Yeah.
Nothing seems attractive from West point of view, so possibly marking time with heart queen or maybe playing a small trump, but there's no attractive move really.
Well, Chris will take a lot of time as West here before he makes a move. He and Fontoni have reputation for really taking a long time in certain positions. So I suspected he was going to do that. That's why I said he was going to play the ace of spades and a spade. But yeah, you're right, Prakash, that does, crashing the honors does not help a defense any. And now with the roughing of the or the play of the king diamonds, the queen of diamonds will be set up.
Why didn't he take a discard on club jack?
Okay, so in the end it became a push board. I'm not quite sure how it happened, but
Well, couldn't
we'll
at the end there on the trick before playing? Yeah. Okay. He just forgot that the trump was out. Otherwise, he would just having dropped the diamond king, draw the last trump, and then lead the jack of hearts. And either West wins and has to give a diamond, or East overtakes and sets up the heart 10.
Yeah, but he should have made 3 on the hand. I think that's what happened.
Anyway, on to court 23. Interesting fight coming up. North South do make 4 spade, and East West 5 heart or 5 diamond, I guess. Any red suit 11 tricks.
Well, this one I predict will help USA-2 because they got to an unmakeable 5 spades doubled and were allowed to make it.
I think North South took insurance in the other room, not knowing, not being able to judge where 5 heart, 5 diamond would sort of where the results would be. I guess it's quite likely that the board would, the score would be duplicated.
Oh, well, the result may be duplicated. The result almost surely will not be.
Yeah, well, you have 3 aces to cash. So the question is, can you cash it? That's all.
The only question is whether is bid for that probably, not whether
In the closed room, East led the 8 of diamonds, third best. West rose up with the ace and then back to 7 of diamonds, hoping to give his partner a rough, and that was the end.
So that's where we are, 5 spade and undoubled in this room.
That's the problem with North-South. Their reputation will sometimes not get them some doubles. That's a good thing sometimes and a bad thing sometimes. And East-West certainly are not shy about doubling.
Sorry, I didn't notice the 5 spade contract made in the other room. Sorry, I thought it was, oh.
Yeah, because the ace of hearts disappeared. Now with the lead of the ace of hearts, you can't make it. Michael may just simply continue that, or he may, I don't think he'll shift to a diamond, but he may just continue with a heart here.
And note the 3 heart bid by West. Could he have done something better? Possibly a bid like Michael's 3 spade showing hearts and minor or whatever.
Well, that's a lot of bidding. I mean, maybe double as a passed hand.
First of all, he's a passed hand, and his partner passed, and he came in freely with 3 hard bid. I'm not quite sure what more you want him to do. That's a pretty big step right there.
That is a big step, but he didn't show his diamond suit. I mean, the question is whether he could have showed diamond suit, possibly with a 2 note bid or a 3 spade bid. If 3 spade you think is too high, then 2 note showing 2 suits.
Well, he can't bid 2 no over 2 no
think
because he could double.
Yeah. What I was going to say, Prakash, is I think when you're passed originally and you come in, you're not trying to show your hand, you're trying to buy the auction, and you're not going to all of a sudden tell the whole world this wonderful distribution, because you're giving a roadmap to the opponents as to what to do. After all, in this auction, who has all the points? North and South do. So you just want to make a bid that's going to create the most disturbance for them without giving your hand away. So I don't think they should have any trouble being able to cash out their 3 aces here.
I noticed that the score and the result of, the result of the room doesn't mention score. It merely is a cryptic 5 spade in X equal to.
If you look at the movie Prakash, it lists it as 850. So we'll soon have the result up here.
Yeah, and it was very quick. It was a claim it trick too. Yeah. For 14 imps, at least the swings have not been small ones in this set so far.
I must say the diamond lead in the other room was really not a great choice. Anyway, onto board 24.
Well, you know, the problem with the diamond lead was that West doubled, East is looking at two aces, wondering what in the world his partner doubled on. So to East thinking he's just trying to build up a diamond trick on the hand to go along with his two aces.
Yes, that double is quite inexplicable, really.
Well, also, couldn't West return the king of hearts? I mean, was there an...
No, I think they were at cross. Yeah, Jordan, I think they were at cross purposes here. I think West thought that East led a stiff diamond and was giving a diamond rough, whereas East thought that West must have something in diamonds in order to for his
No, I
two aces.
understand all that, but okay, we've now had trick one, and West has won the ace of diamonds. I mean, can't they cash the king of hearts first?
Is there a guarantee the king of hearts will live?
What if not started with
Well,
three
not a
diamonds?
guarantee, but...
I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I'm saying, you know, if he thinks that his partner has
Yeah, no, I know, I understand what happened.
6 hearts on his thing and his diamond. No, I'm just explaining why he didn't play the king of hearts. I think he may think his partner had 6 hearts.
I know. We all get that. We all get that. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, they have come 4 hearts here. Full explanation by Jay on that thing regarding the relays. And you notice they did a little bit of investigation and found out they had a diamond hole and stopped in 4 hearts. At the other table, the auction was a little bit faster. 1 note, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 4 hearts.
The 2 clubs apparently being puppet because South jumped to 4 hearts with Jack third, and the 2 clubs is in yellow. So there you have that. You have to give Fantoni and Nunez a bit more credit here than the USA-2 North-South, because this 25-point mesh doesn't have to necessarily be as favorable with no diamond wastage and everything just fitting together nicely. And here Fantoni and Nunez at least investigated it and found out a little bit more of what was going on in terms of the mesh of the hands.
Well, definitely, I think to the purist, the North-South auction here was a little more appetizing than the one in the closed room. Although the closed room could be more effective because the diamond weakness is not pointed out as it is pointed out here.
Without a possibility of a slam, having these many bids and explaining everything, it only gives the defenders a better idea of how to go about defense. So the option in the other room definitely is something I would love to have on every deal.
And looking at the explanations, interesting that little four-headed it's real north hand. So this seems like a copy hand. 4 spades is pretty frigid, even if they go to the level. No, they're missing 2 key cards and stop at 5 spades.
So 2 club limited to 13 points, 5 cards. Is East likely to consider a pass here? He doesn't, and that is good. So we should soon end up in 4 spade.
Now, the difference here is that East is playing 4 spades. A hard lead by South could create some problems. In this case, if he doesn't take the hard finesse, it would just be merely an overtrick.
That is right. 1 IMP would be lost. But hard lead doesn't really seem attractive from South's point of view. So it evens out really. A claim soon. No hard finish is needed now.
Well, he'll claim as soon as North doesn't rough a second club. And here's a good result for Monaco in the other room, so we'll see what happens here.
The double of 4 spade in other room was some kind of a takeout, and with 4 card of spade not decided to sit for it. Had he bid 5 heart, 5 heart has a reasonable chance, I would think. Well, not really on a spade lead because South hand gets in South hand roughs. There is not enough. What should I say? No, you can't make 5 hearts.
Okay, so we have the double here, and now we'll see what North decides to do with his hand.
We have a similar, bidding. Basically, 3 diamond on 1 neutrum, and then a double of 4 spade more by way of a suggestion for a takeout rather than a business double. Now,
well, he is looking at 3 tricks here, and he expects his partner to have a spade stack.
Notice that it can go down on diamond ace lead. Well, here again, I would think that in the room, South laid a top heart, but in a restricted choice sense, the very fact that North hasn't come out to 5 diamond suggests that he's far more likely to be short in diamonds than any other.
The fourth trick is...
Sorry?
Well, the fourth trick is...
Oh, sorry. Isn't there a fourth trick? Diamond ace, diamond rough? Oh, okay. No fourth trick then. Difficult decision for North. Would 5 heart be a good insurance?
I think he's more thinking about maybe 5 diamonds, if anything.
Ooh, why 5 diamonds? I mean, partner.
Well, that is what his partner bid originally. He
well,
may decide.
Yeah, but now partner has made this choice. I mean, they have to be prepared to hear 5 hearts. There's nothing they can do over it. So they have to be prepared for 5 hearts. I have 6 of them. I don't have a spade trick. I'd like, pass as a consideration, but I'd like to have a spade trick in my hand, which I don't.
Well, are you playing the south hand to be a pure penalty double of 4 spades?
God, no.
Or what are you playing?
Of course not. It's
what are you playing it as? What was 3 diamonds?
Takeout, takeout, takeout.
Okay, you're positive. You're positive it's takeout.
1,000%. There's not even a thought that it could be anything else. 3 diamonds, positive. And now I want to defend. I'm going to take 4 tricks against spades, and put aside what North is looking at, 4 spades in their hand. I mean, it's not even, but putting their hand aside, it's not even a thought that it would be anything other than takeout. Bridge is not about, okay, stop on the dime, we're going to stop right here and take 4 spades against their contract out of nowhere. This is a takeout.
Well, in the other room, they obviously thought it was penalty.
Split double is 795 heart.
And I don't think it's all that clear that with a queen empty suit.
No. They didn't think it was penalty. They thought it was a big hand, a very big, for the 3 diamond bid, a very big tricky hand, and they chose to leave in what was obviously a takeout double. I mean, come on, look at the hand. We all know it's a takeout double, and North has properly bid 5 hearts. Exactly what.
Okay, so you think the other North in the other room. Okay, Jordan, the other North in the other room didn't have the same information and decided that it was better to sit for it?
They had the exact same information and chose to sit, which is not insane. But this is what partner has really asked me to do with
What
this.
is East likely
They have
to
to
lead?
be prepared to hear this.
Is he going to lead a simple top spade, or is he going to think of a trump? It's not an easy decision for East. The middle of the road spade would do very well, and if he thinks in terms of trump, that would be a disaster.
Well, the defense has to shorten the South holding in the Trump suit, or get somehow get rid of all the Trumps in the South hand. I don't think this is going to be a particularly easy hand to play, but we'll see what happens. Spade lead might be the best way to go, just to shorten the South hand, so they can't set up the diamonds and run them. He can really only ruff one spade. If he runs a second spade, the 3-1 heartbreak will create a trick for the defense.
Yeah, a spade ruff, both top hearts, diamond ace, diamond ruff, and claim 8 tricks.
So I see 6 trick, a ruff for 7, and the ace of diamonds for 8. I'm not quite sure where any more tricks are coming from. And would be down 3 on this board. Now he may not want to be tapped in the north end. He may decide to pitch a club here or two. Anyway, you can be assured that Fantoni will take a long time deciding what to do on this hand. And it's for a long time.
Why didn't you say that a few minutes ago, Andy?
I think he
Because I'm retarded.
King of ace, diamond ruff, and claim.
What can't say to you, Jordan? Well, he's going to play the ace diamond up a diamond and play a heart the ace up another diamond, but he'll be sorely disappointed when the hearts don't break 2-2.
He doesn't want hearts 2-2.
If he wants them 2-2, he doesn't want to go down 800. Well, he's going to go down 800 if hearts don't break 2-2.
Spade will go down.
Okay. Whenever I'm playing a contract, I want to make it, or make as good as little as possible. And in this case here, it's a choice between making it or going down 800.
All roads lead to the same result. He could ruff with heart queen, go to dummy with heart ace, hoping that if hearts were 2-2, I think he should do that. Ruff with heart queen and play a small heart to ace.
Well, I think that's what he's going to do. He's hoping for hearts to be 2-2.
Discard 1. And just in case hearts were 2-2, he would make, and if hearts are 3-1, he would go down only 3, sort of duplicating the score, 790 and 800, and taking his chance with the 2-2 heart break. So I guess it is best to ruff with heart queen.
Well, at this point, he's thinking about what whether East-West are making for spades doubled, which is pretty much going to come down to whether hearts are 2-2.
So if East-West are going down in 4 spade, which is the case when hearts are 2-2, he wouldn't like to go down here, and that is why he should play heart queen.
Yeah, I think they're talking about pitching at this point here.
What is the big deal in pitching? Because a spade would come back and you can never make.
No, I'm saying that's what they're talking, right up. I'm, talking about pitching at this position here.
That's in the context of
I know.
trying to keep it to 800.
Right, right.
That's
I know, but
that's in the context
anyway
of
keep it to
conceding
800.
800.
Yeah, if you rough with heart queen, play small heart to ace, and discard.
Well, I think from the beginning, I think he was going 800. I don't think any he down -3. I don't know how he goes 4 on this hand.
Yes, that is right. He doesn't go 4, and he should take a chance for the 2-2 break by roughing queen and play small heart to ace, so that if 4 spade were going down, he would not be going down. He would be making.
Well, now you can over-rough here and lead spades.
Yes, now it can't be made.
Yeah, in fact, actually that may be costly at this point. So it will be interesting to see what Rosenberg does here. I think he's going to take over rough now, just play the ace of spades and keep on playing spades. So I think that rough with the 4 of hearts was costly. So now he needs to play the ace of spades.
That was a risky small club, I thought. Even if you are certain West as club king or whatever, I would simply have liked to play spade ace and make sure that he is not making.
Well, he definitely is not making at this point. Now you cash the ace of spades, you lead a club, and he claims. So it's, so Michael has the ace of spades. If he doesn't, that will be 600 points down the drain. Yeah, and Jay makes a good point. Chris was a little careless with the club back. I think he should have played the queen of spades himself to clarify the situation for Mike for East. So Mike just has to take it on tape that Chris has the queen of spades in this position. And it's not too much choice for Fantoni here. I mean, he's going to lose 3 spade. He'll lose 2 spade tricks no matter how he plays this. So Al makes the point that because he failed to play the queen, maybe this shows the queen. Again, there's no choice for Michael. He's got to lead a spade. And that's the end of the hand. He'll pitch a spade and the 10 of hearts, and he'll be.
It was 3 down every which way. The only interesting point was whether the declarer would try to make in case of 2-2 hard break.
Yeah, so it was an interesting push board.
kind of a funny score aboard a match.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. Or you come back and compare. You go plus 790. Sorry, folks, minus 800 push.
And now a genuine misfit. Let's try and see what the law of total tricks says. So it's a 8-card heart fit with north-south, 8-card diamond fit, and 8-card fit in both black suits for east-west. So total number of tricks a little higher than 16 because it's a double fit.
So Al was couldn't stand it if Nunez had opened this thing 2 hearts.
So only 12 high card points, and Nunez has decided to open 1 heart. Normally 11 to 13 it would be 2 heart, but I guess because the number of losers is so small, he has a 4 loser hand, and that is possibly the reason why he has decided to open the stronger 1 heart bid. In the north-south system, 1 level opening is 14 or more. So technically 1 heart shows 14 or more points, but out here we can see these are not high card points, but these are this is trick taking value. Two diamond 4th suit forcing.
No, 6 to 9 points. Any distribution.
No, I don't think North can. I think has already shown a decent hand at this point.
$14 to 17.
Okay, so 1 spade was
Leo
limited
Hartson.
to 9, and then the rest is natural.
And not
No,
really
again,
the North
two
hand
diamonds
has
is
to
6 to
decide
9, any.
how it's
Yeah,
done.
North doesn't have to have diamonds for this.
Sorry, are you saying North doesn't have to have diamonds for 2 diamond bid?
Correct.
I see. Then what does it show?
6 to 9, any distribution.
Well, at least we know he has 4 plus spades. That's about
We can,
all we know so far. And yes,
yeah, right. We can thank Jay for these excellent.
Jay hasn't given any explanation for the 2 diamond bid, has he?
6 to 9 high card points.
Yes, he has. I mean, look, you have a maximum. At most, you have game values, okay? At worst, less, and especially if Nunez can fudge it a little bit with the proper
No, if it's an easy pass, it's a gut.
Well, I think it's sort of, I mean, it's certainly, to me, is certainly the percentage call here. And I think it's a really sensible, smart pass. I mean, look, you're on, at best, I mean, this is a gift that you have an 8-card fit and a nice suit here with hearts. And at most, you have game values, and other than that, it's a total misfit with real hearts and clubs. So stop low, and they're going to get a
the question
very
is
nice
what
little
does
gain
North
out of it.
know? How does he know it is a real misfit?
Because two hearts has now shown real hearts and clubs, a maximum of 17 points, and potentially, I mean, they played together for a little bit of time. So North also knows that South may be fudging it, you know, may not really have the 14 if with a hand like this, with with a little extra distribution. And so this is certainly the percentage call, and it's going to be justly rewarded. Nicely done.
What about having 40?
I think, Jordan, you're taking a couple things. Jordan, whoa, guys, whoa, slow down, guys. Okay, I don't think anybody's taking into consideration what was in the write-up, and that is that North does not know Nunez has 6 hearts. I think give that hand to anybody where you're told South has 6 hearts, they're going to bid game or make some type of an effort with the North hand. Right now, North only thinks he has 5 hearts, so that's why he passed.
Well, he knows it's 5+. Bridge is a game of percentages. We're talking about a non-vulnerable game that at best is going to be touch and go.
Jordan, okay, if you knew that he had 6 hearts, Jordan, if I guaranteed you that he had 6 hearts, you would make a game try with the North hand. If you look at the auction in the closed room where North knew that South had 6 hearts, he went to game. Okay? I think it's just a matter that here Fantoni wasn't sure about the 6th heart. That's a huge card in this hand. And it just so happened he made the right decision.
He knew it was 5+, okay, and no more than 6, certainly, okay. And so at best we're talking about a decent 8-card heart fit, and at best, if South is on the maximum of his range, we're talking about 26 points between us. Still on a misfit, but okay. And, you know, the point of a misfit is that the values have to be downgraded because they're not working in tandem. So 26 points is not 26 points, okay? And second of all, we're talking about competing for a non-vulnerable game. So everything points to the pass here in my view.
Yeah, I would bid 4 hearts. If I knew South had 6 hearts, I would bid 4 hearts. I wouldn't have any qualms about it. I think that's where you belong with this hand. The fact that it doesn't make, well, that's part of the game. But if I knew South had only had 5 hearts, then I agree 100% with your argument, Jordan.
Well, as always, Andy, I'll let you have the last word. Meanwhile, score up the 6 imps, please, for Monaco.
Well, you notice they also made 4.
Well, that's just the coup de grace. That proves their play is commensurate with their bidding. Anyway, on to 28.
We have another Grand Slam, and well, let's see. Is this any easier to bid? The crucial card, Club Queen, I think. The rest should be easy. Can they find out about Club Queen? Without the Club Queen, the Slam Grand wouldn't have enough percent. I see. We have begun with 3 diamond, not bad. They don't have any 2 diamond bid to show weak diamonds. So with 6 card at favorable vulnerability, West has decided to bid 3 diamond. That's good.
Now looks like a normal 5 diamonds here from East.
it would be impossible to find out everything scientifically once two levels have been taken out from the bidding. So expect 6 art here too. Wouldn't matter whether he crowds it further wide or doesn't.
So what would you guys bid with the East hand? Would you jump the 5 diamonds? Would you pass? Would you make some other type of bid? What's your first gut reaction?
Sorry, if it goes 3 diamond double pass?
Oh, no, 3 diamonds double. What would you do with the East hand? What is your first reaction?
2 possibilities, either simply barrage 5 diamond bid or pass. Or a third possibility is psych of some kind, but it's not going to work.
Give the argument. Give the argument for the spectators for a pass here with the East hand. Andy or Prakash.
Okay. If you bid 5 diamonds, it tells one of the north-south about shortness. It basically gives away information about the length of diamonds, and if you pass, it doesn't. I'm sure they're going to find about strength, but if this is one part they need to know before they bid a slam, then by passing, sort of, I'm making it difficult for them to find it out. That's the case for a pass, and the case for 5 diamond is taking away space.
That suggests with a weak hand, with something like a doubleton diamond, and confident that they can make whatever they bid north-south, maybe bid 5 diamonds on that hand and mislead them about the diamond length.
Yeah, that's something.
And Al in the write-up is going to tell us about hands from the 1940s. So the option is the same in both rooms. Let's see if the south hand evaluates differently here. Partners inviting 7, you have 2 outside kings that you haven't had a chance to say anything about, and you have 6 card suit.
Unfortunately, 6 diamond doesn't leave any space for south to explore further. He has to take a call, either bid 6 or 7. So I guess he would bid 6. Could north have bid something else instead of 6 diamond? Maybe 5 no trump.
Well, we've seen this south, Nunez bid 7 twice in this set in sort of questionable, circumstances. I don't quite mean questionable, but 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We didn't know which way he would go, and in both cases, he's bid the grand. And what a result this will be for Monaco.
Let's look at his options. What does the 6 diamond bid show?
I don't actually see why south. Okay. I was going to say south has a great hand, but somebody invites him to 6.
North.
Guys, you got to stop the crosstalk. Prakash, you were going first. Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, with 6 diamond, north has shown all key cards. So heart ace, king, spade ace, diamond ace, and club ace is guaranteed with him. Now, is there any loser that south sees? Basically, the 2nd diamond will go on heart ace, I go on spade ace, not heart ace. So I guess this 7 heart is reasonable, isn't it? In fact, he is almost 99% or maybe even 100% certain that 7 heart will make.
Okay, now for the opposing view, Andy.
There's no opposing view. I'm saying if I hear my partner bid 6 diamonds, I'm looking at the king, queen of clubs, the king of hearts, and a 6-card suit, I have to wonder what he inviting 7 on. I think you almost have an automatic 7 bid with that hand. He's certainly not looking for any first-round control.
Three no trump by ace seems to be the best spot on 29. And it is perhaps a lucky make because clubs are blocked with Jack 10-9 in north hand. Also, I would think that on a small club lead, would it be a good idea for ace to duck first time?
It's an interesting hand. It actually may require South to actually duck one time in the club suit because he has no outside entries whatsoever. They're not heading to 3-note trump too quickly. If West bids 3 spades now, East can get a 3-note trump bid in. Al's commented about one heart denies, tends to deny a 4-card spade suit is from the fact that the East-West do play a 2-diamond Flannery bid, which for some of you who don't know what that is shows 5 hearts and 4 spades and 11 to 15 high card points, or somewhere in that range. And some people play it, it could contain 6 hearts also.
That is right. That explains the one no trump bid here. In the other room, it was 1 spade by East.
So a few of my colleagues did test the Flannery bid, so whenever I have a chance to rub it in, I do with them.
would it be a good idea to duck? I cannot. Basically, it doesn't have 8 tricks, so yeah.
Okay, so neither side ducked, and now at this point, in the other room, they just played the ace, king of diamonds, and a diamond. And North came back with a jack of clubs.
That was a very hopeful kind of play, wasn't it? Can East think of, is there some other idea that would help East sort of do it in a little safer manner?
Well, in the closed room, it was really kind of close your eyes type of thing. When the high club came back, he immediately covered with a king, and the suit then happened to block, so that made it a little bit easier. But East had a little more knowledge in that room because when the club was played, the 9 was played from the North hand, then followed with the jack, so he knew that North had the jack, 10, 9 of clubs. And so was able to block the suit that way, and then in the end, he created an end play for his 9th trick. What he did, it was actually kind of a cute position. In the very end, he threw North in with a heart, and with 2 cards left, North had to lead a spade from Queen X. Ace X was on the board, and Jack 10 was in East hand. So it's not an easy contract to make.
Is there a better spot than 3-note room? Would 4 heart be better? Would 4 spade be better? They all seem to have some life in them. I mean, both 4 heart and 4 spade would be interesting.
By the way, I do have a detailed
3 hearts you
email
have
from
to the diamond loser.
Sorry, Andy, go ahead.
No, I was just saying in 4 hearts you just had the obvious 2 heart losers and diamond losers. So then the next question is, where do you park the spade?
I was just starting to say I do have an email from Eddie Cantor, a detailed email with examples of why the 10 is the proper play by Fantoni with this club holding. It's quite interesting, and if you would like a copy of it, just send me an email and I will forward it to you.
Yes, it is an interesting point. If South, it has something to do with making it easier for South to play a club if he is in next. So let us say South holds club ace king and East wins the trick with club queen. It would be easier for South in certain cases to continue clubs, because he would either think that both Jack 9 are out or Jack is with North. Okay, what next for the declarer? The theme is basically to get into North Hand, exploit the situation. He doesn't know it as yet, but he hopes there would be some kind of blockage in clubs. Still, this would be an agonizing hand for the declarer. It's not going to be easy for him to visualize the exact way he's going to make 9 tricks. The situation will kind of unfold as we go along, and only then will it become clear. Interestingly, a small diamond might not make it easier for the declarer here. Because he will have
comment from a spectator is South should have unblocked or played the Queen of Diamonds to avoid being thrown in.
Why would he do that? Because he can always play a heart, can't he?
I'm saying, though, this is a comment by one of the spectators, and it's a thought. I mean, does the play cost any to play the Queen of Diamonds?
Well,
And Pierre Schmidt talks about, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go on. Nothing important.
Well, I was just going to say, in the write-up, Pierre Schmidt gives an explanation of how it's possible that the dummy may get squeezed on the continuous club plays, even if a diamond is ducked around and a heart through, that the continuous clubs keep squeezing the dummy's threat cards.
And now, to make, declarer has to guess that both heart, king, queen are with North. So he must play ace, cash all his diamonds, and exit with a heart.
Well, he's not out of the woods right now. He's got to lose 2 heart tricks and 2 club tricks. Isn't he going down now at this point? Or is North getting squeezed on the diamond?
No, he will be in. Okay, now the step squeeze on North.
Because he can't unblock is the problem. Okay, cute play.
I'm just wondering whether the card South played, as per their convention, that heart card told East about South not having any of the heart honors. It's something to do with an odd card saying no honors. Let me just check. That is right. What their convention card says is higher the card we play. Basically, we are saying that we don't have an honor. And if it is an odd card, I believe it was 5-4-2 of, wasn't it?
6.
No, it was a 6-4-2 of hearts. He had nothing but evens.
That is right. Even without honor. Yeah. Higher the card we play.
Fascinating hand. And now he'll play the heart, the king, the jack of clubs covered, 9 of clubs, and South will be toast.
That was
Now
a
we
bit of a
have the
difficult decision.
difficult guesser.
Basically, they shared enough number of spades to create an impression that spade queen might have been bared.
Okay, now he's got this.
Oh, go out on a limb now, Andy. Well, this has just been a disastrous set for USA-2. Somewhere from afar, I can hear the rather Zoftig lady beginning to practice her scales.
This is an
Yeah,
anticlimax.
so,
I mean, he played hard.
Jay's
Definitely
talking about Michael, not very
anticipating
upset at that one.
Yes, sorry. He played that hard is on a hard back in anticipation of the end play and didn't finally end up end playing. Lots of slams in this set. 30 seems to be another slam. And even 31 probably is slamish.
So Monaco, with this effort to this point, has been able to move back to second place. There in the USA-2 has dropped to 12th place at this time.
6 heart has gone down too, but 6 spade should make. In 6 spade, you are protecting the club queen. And then there is a safety play in hearts available. So 5 spades, 4 hearts, a club, and 2 diamonds. So 6 spades should make easily. Or 6 no trump for that matter.
Well, 6 hearts also makes it a safety play, but as pointed out in the write-up, it's very hard to make a safety play when you get a spade lead.
Yeah, Kibitzer points out that no trump is also in the wrong hand now. North is looking at 3 small clubs and South is looking at 3 small diamonds. So which suit needs more protection? They have agreed both hearts and spades. Could South have converted this to 6 spades? Again, spade lead is not automatic here. Rosenberg is having a tough time today. Now the declarer needs to make that safety play in the right direction. He could as well play heart ace first and play a small heart to 8.
Well, there's a huge advantage here. The contract got right-sided, so you didn't get the spade bead, and now the idea of making a safety play is much more appealing. At the other table, safety play was not appealing.
There is a marginal case for playing that long hearts in west hand, because heart ace 10 9 7 5 opposite king 10 4, and you could even pick up queen jack 5 card in the west hand. So there is a marginal case for playing small heart to king first rather than ace first, because heart ace first would only cater to 4 cards in east hand, but it cannot cater to 5 cards in east hand.
Well, it's also interesting here that South has to protect against the queen of clubs at this point. So he has to be careful. He's lucky he didn't get a club lead to begin with. That would have ended this game quickly. So he has to he has to take that into consideration.
Now that he has avoided, yeah, it's best to play heart to king and run the small heart. Oh God.
Yeah, now he's safe.
He is, but why did he play that way?
Yeah, because he didn't want a club led through the queen.
It doesn't matter.
I think he made
tricks, 4 hearts, 2 diamonds, and a club.
Yeah, he made the right play. I mean, he made the right safety play.
Are you sure? Look at it this way. He has 5 spades, 2 diamonds, and a club, 8 tricks.
Yeah, the king of the club king is a bit of a red herring here.
It doesn't matter if he twins and leads a club. He can always take club ace. That's not a problem.
Right. So you want to make the play that gives you the chance to bring in the whole suit. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Prakash.
Also, if East had 4-card heart jack or 4-card heart queen, he would have lost 2 trumps here.
Yeah.
Well, another nice hand. But I guess this is not a slam, because on a heart lead there is no way to make. Only 11 tricks. 15 opposite 12 points, 27 high card points, but 7-3 fit. This is going to be interesting and going to be another difficult decision for Rosenberg if they reach 6 diamond, because you'll have to lead away from heart king.
So a nice big gain for USA-2 here.
Yeah, they needed to get something back because they're getting blown out here.
Yeah, this is still going to leave them in something like between 1 and 2 out of 20, barring what happens on 32. So. Well, we've come to the end, so let me thank Prakash and Andy and all those doing the written commentary. Thanks to World Bridge Federation and BBO for letting us show this event, and thanks to Diana for coordinating the view graph. And thanks, of course, to our operator, who did a great job, and to all the spectators and listeners. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jordan, Andy, all.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you, Jordan. And also want to thank Jay for doing a yeoman's job with the interpreting the Fantoni Nunez style, as well as to Al Hollander, who always, the two of them together might know their system better than Fantoni Nunez, actually. And also thanks to all the other commentators, to John Plow, and also to Pierre Schmidt. And if I forgot anybody, I apologize. And also thanks to all the specs for joining us.
For a while. Yeah. It's 1:45, so I got to get a drink before last call. I'll bow out, and thanks again, guys. Good night.
Hey, good night, Jordan. Take care.
Good night.
So 13 amps to the U.S. there. And we come down to the last board now.
Five club, interesting. It went 3 note room, 3 down in other room. That too must have been interesting.
Well, 5 clubs is actually a pretty good contract, looks like. Have a diamond loser and a club loser, and it doesn't look like you have to guess the hearts. Somebody's saying four spades is best. Actually, to me, the best contracts are the ones that make with the least amount of efforts. So both of them are good contracts, both four spades and five clubs. So this will be the second big swing for the US-2, which desperately needs it.
Yes, there is a risk associated with either of the black suit games. Basically, club ace, club rough, and diamond and club back for a promotion. That kind of thing could be a risk, but it's very small chance of that happening. Basically, South should have jack, four card, a spade, and the singleton club for that.
Well, it's better than being a 3-note trump down 3.
So four spade definitely. Yes, 3-note trump was, I don't know what West was trying to do. Possibly because of that one club bid that is sort of designated as natural, but often is only 3 cards. So looking at all that club length, North West thought, hoping that East would have some control in diamonds.
Well, it's interesting, the approach, and somebody asked why did Mike open one spade with that hand. I have a feeling he's still seething over that other hand that he went down in, and I think he was just trying to stir up the pot because I'm sure that they had a sinking feeling that this match was not going well for them, and I think he was just trying to create something on the spot. It worked extremely well. They got to the right contract, or one of the right contracts, so they did gain 14 imps and close the gap a little bit. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I think the next session starts after lunch, but I won't be around. I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody.
Good point, Andy. Bye.